Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch my unboxing and review of this new Scalextric kit, Back to the Future versus Knight Rider. How awesome, especially for me, who's a big fan of both of those franchises. Great box art on the front. As we move over to the back, you can see the layout of the track. You can see the cars that you get. We'll have a closer look at those in a little bit, of course. But yeah, this is a great kit. I mean, look at this. Working lights, you've got the flashing light on kit, you've got the lights on the DeLorean, Magna traction. Now that does help to keep the cars on the track, but again, as you'll see, they can fly off as well. If you get some good racing on the go, they can fly off the track, especially when you get to these two sections, which is the side swipe. It's a really good hairpin track piece here where the two cars come together and can collide. There's the crossover, and you will come to keep this bit of the track in mind all the time, because you are going to see some collisions there, most definitely. Let's have a look into the box then, see what we get, what pieces. It's all really well packed together. There were no dents, nothing cracked or missing. I think everything is really well packaged. You get the instruction manual. I'm going to open that up in a little bit. You'll see a little surprise on the back of it as well, which you can use and put up on your wall. And here we go. We've got the start and finish line. That is, of course, as well where the power goes into it. Both of the controllers go into it as well. Some straight pieces, lots and lots of curves. It's always the curves in Scalextric that get you just when you think you've got the power controlled how you want it. The temptation just to push a little bit harder always flies you off those corners. Again, the Magna traction system that they've got now does help with that. But of course, it's the temptation to go really quick as well, isn't it? There we go. Oh, there's that dangerous bit with the crossover. It's so good. In there we have, it's the power. You're going to need that, obviously, or else you would be a bit stuck without any power going into it. Again, I will say the way that it's all packaged together is really good. This came through the post, and there was nothing. There was not even, you'll see at the beginning with the main box, there weren't any dents or anything in the main box. The controllers, I'm sure regular Scalextric users will be more than used to those. Again, in a little bit for anybody that's new to Scalextric, and let's get it right, I haven't played Scalextric since the 1970s, so this was as near as damn it new to me. So I was learning, putting all this together and playing with those controllers. Learned a few lessons with them quite quickly, again, as you'll see in a little bit. And here we go. There's the DeLorean. There's Kit, the two cars. They're so good. They're so good. Let's have a little closer look at them as well, because they're well worth having a closer look at. There we go. We'll see them both together. You'll see they're fixed onto the card in a minute, onto the back. It's a very simple connection system, just screwed in, little plastic screws that go in there to keep them in place during transit. Nice and easy to take out, but again, keeps them very safe. I think it's important with packaging with things like this. You don't want anything damaged, do you? And looky there, it's Michael Knight sat in kit. Who'd have thought I'd have ever have seen this back in the day when I was watching Knight Rider? Some good detail on the car. I'm sure, hardcore fans of both Back to the Future and Knight Rider, they might pick out different things. Are you a hardcore Back to the Future and or Knight Rider fan? Can you see anything that should have been on this that's missing? Let me know in the comments. If you see stuff that you really like about it, let me know in the comments as well. I think they're great. It's I love the details on them. There we go. That's what keeps everything on the track. We've got Kit just pulled out there in the back. You can see it. Nice little touches, not necessarily needed, but a nice little touch, none the same. So let's move on to the DeLorean. If only the doors opened. The famous wing doors. But they don't need to, do they? Not on Scalextric. Marty McFly in this one. Yeah, Michael Knight versus Marty McFly. What a race. What a crossover on our screens that would have been as well. There's working lights on this, you'll see in a little bit. But I think there's some good detail on the back of there. We've got all the flux capacitors and so on. And Well, you're not going to hit 88 miles per hour. Actually, maybe you do. If we go to scale, I think these do over 88 miles per hour. So if you time it right, you could go back or forwards with the future while you're playing this. Again, like Kit, it's got, this one's got Back to the Future carved out of the back of it, and it's all very nice. Again, little details, but it all just adds to it a little bit, I think. And there we go. There is the DeLorean with Marty McFly in it. Here are the controllers. Like I said, everybody that's watching this, use Scalextric. You'll know what these are about. I'll take a little bit of a closer look in a little bit. Yeah, here's the instruction manual. Like I said, it folds out, opens up. I was surprised because, again, I've been out of Scalextric for nearly 50 years. So, yeah, seeing a 007 kit and a Batman kit in there, there is so much now with Scalextric that you can get. It's fantastic for everybody. And there we go. There's a poster. Frame that, put it on the wall if you are a big Scalextric fan. A nice little bonus poster for you there that you can put up. Here are all the pieces. Not too many, enough to make a fair-sized track, as you'll see in just a minute. And this is a gateway. When you start putting it together like this, and it finally comes together and you're having fun racing it, it is a gateway to, ooh, I wonder where and how much I can buy some more of this Scalextric track. And before you know it, you've ended up with something that's 2, 3, 4 times the size. This has got me hooked because it has got me wanting to buy more Scalextric and add to this more track, more cars. Here you see they're off, having a bit of problems with the speed. And yeah, if you do go a little bit too quick, you'll just see in a second, nearly hit the crossover there. There you go. Just be careful of your speed. And yeah, let's be fair. It's not just Michael Knight that drives a bit too quick. Marty McFly, what are you doing there? Went off the corner. But look at this. Oh, again, Marty McFly versus Michael Knight. It's just fun, the very thought of it before you even start getting into playing it. You can see there some of the lights that are in work. It really does look good in the pitch black as well. You get the lights going. There's the infamous crossover bit. That was so close. Here we go. There's the front of Kit. You can see the light going back and two. And of course, Michael Knight inside it. Little details like that add so much to it. Back of the DeLorean, that all lights up as well. It just looks good. It just looks really good as you're playing. Here's the closer look, I said, at the controllers for anybody that's not familiar with them. They're almost like limiters. So at the bottom, number 4, you've got the full play on the trigger. And as you might have noticed in the background there, Kit went flying because I forgot that he was on the track. But then if you move it up to the top, you've only got a little bit of play in the triggers. So your top speed is a lot slower. That's so good for if you've got younger players, younger members of the family, and they want to just squeeze the trigger all the time. It limits the speed and it'll keep them on track a lot longer. And then before you know it, they'll be going like this. They'll be going that speed. This is such a great Kit, pun not intended. Like I said, I've been out of Scalextric from the 1970s. This has brought me right back into it with a bang. If you're a big Scalextric fan and have been for years, this is such a great addition to your collection. Anybody else maybe you've never played Scalextric before, great starting point, especially if you're a fan of the 80s. So big thank you to Scalextric for sending us this. It is currently, it's $159.99. That is, of course, in UK sterling. And yeah, it's very good. I can't say any more because I want to go off and play it again. So thank you. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. And we'll be back again with another video very soon.